today's video, we're going to talk about 14 rules for crushing Instagram. Yes, Instagram, it is still one of the most important platforms for you getting booked and you getting signed. At Cosmic Academy, our school, we have over 200,000 followers, so we know kind of how to do this. And our students, they do very well on Instagram as well. So let's talk about those concepts. And I don't want to say that like Instagram is the only thing that matters in terms of the platforms. We still think Spotify is extremely important. You know, you can go to someone's monthly active listeners and say, wow, they have 100,000 listeners every month, and that means a lot. We have a whole other video dedicated to that, so go check that out. So today we're just going to talk about Instagram. And as someone who used to be a talent buyer, booking artists, it's the first thing I'm going to check out. Because on Instagram, I can see, do people care about you? Are you getting engagement? Are people talking about you? Does everything look professional? And this is all very, very important for you to get your music signed, for people to go that next step and click on your song. So let's talk about the 14 rules for crushing Instagram. And I just want to make sure you stay till the end. I'm saving the most important one for last, and it's really good. So go the whole time. If you don't know, my name's Justin, and I run a program called Cosmic Academy. We're an artist development school. We've been around for over 10 years, and we have over 600 students. They're producers, they're artists, and they get incredible results. That's all we care about here. They sign to the biggest labels like Spinnin, Toolroom, Armada. They play the biggest shows. We just had 3 students play EDC. They play, Ibiza and Electric Zoo. And they also do very, very well on social media because they know that marketing on social media is key to getting your music heard and getting you booked. So let's dive right into the 14 rules for crushing Instagram. Let's start with rule number 1. Post consistently. I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's very, very important that you continue to put out content. The algorithm will reward you for putting out content. And leading into rule number 2, it will continue to build up what's called your engagement. So let's go into rule number 2. If you wait too long in between posts, your engagement will be hurt. So when you make a post, something happens. You get reactions, you get comments and likes and shares, and your engagement goes up. Engagement is a metric the algorithm uses to determine whether to show your posts to more people. So when you make a post, this engagement goes up, you get reactions and comments and likes and all that stuff, but it doesn't last forever. It lasts for a few days. So if you stop posting, it goes back down. So you have to keep posting. It's like a wave. It goes up and down and up and down. So maybe this has happened to you where you stop posting for a few months. Then out of nowhere, you make a post and you tell people to check out your song on SoundCloud and it gets no reactions, no clicks. Yeah, it's because you had no engagement going on. You hadn't posted in a while. So you have to keep posting consistently because of the engagement factor. Rule number 3, don't just post about your music. The way that I define brand to our students in class is your brand is the world around the music. Okay, it's the world around the product. So if you just sit there and post constantly, hey, this is my song, this is my show, this is me DJing, that's you just continuously hammering in, talking about the product, talking about the music. But people want to connect with you outside of that. So you have to be posting about the other things that you're interested in. And that's the world that you create around the music. Rule number 4, make sure that your content provides value. So going back to the last rule, maybe one of the most important things to understand about branding is it's about giving, right? So if you keep just posting about your music, what you're really doing is you're asking. You're not giving. You're saying, help me, click my link, help me out. I want you to come and do something for me. That's not what this is. Great branding is about providing value. So if you take a great brand like Nike, for instance, you've never seen a commercial where Nike says, hey, come buy the shoe, get the shoe's at the store, it just came out, it's 20% off. You've never seen that commercial because they understand branding. Instead, they put out commercials that are inspirational or entertaining or motivational. So think about your content in that way. There's so many different forms of adding value. It could be funny, it could be entertaining, motivating, inspiring, educational. That's what this is really about, and you want to be providing value and not just asking. Rule number 5, keep your Instagram looking clean with a brand aesthetic. When I was a talent buyer, the first thing that I would do is check out your Instagram. And it wasn't just to see the engagement and to see your numbers and your followers, but also how professional it looked. How does your bio look? Take a look at our bio. Take a look at some of our students' bios. They look clean. They look professional, right? Is there a brand aesthetic of your posts? If they're just random and kind of messy, that doesn't look very professional. Remember, this is a representation of you, and you want to be taken seriously. I don't want to book someone who doesn't take their job seriously, and a record label doesn't want to sign someone who doesn't. So this might be the first impression that you make. Make it a good one. Rule number 6, very important. Smash that like button for me. And if you don't already, hit that follow, turn on that bell. All this content that we've been putting out, this is from our premium program. We have this great program. It's sold out 6 months in advance. It's fantastic. We just decided, in the last year to start giving out all this content for free. So start following us. We have many, many more videos to put out. Thanks so much. Getting back into it, rule number 7, organic content only. You'll be penalized for stealing. Here's what I mean. If you look at our account, we have over 200,000 followers and we make all of our own content. It's all organic. But there's so many accounts, you've probably seen them, that steal our stuff. And it doesn't really upset us. We don't really do anything about it. Those accounts never really grow. They might get some initial growth, but eventually they'll get shadow banned and probably get no reach with their posts ever again. The algorithm on Instagram is very, very smart at this point. It's able to decode and understand what the images are, what the text says, and say, wait a second, we've seen this before on another account that generated it organically a year ago or 6 months ago. This is a different account. We've noticed it's a screenshot. We've noticed it's a remake, and they're going to penalize you for that. So screenshotting a meme, I know it's easy. I know it's fun. You'd rather just come up with your own. You're going to be rewarded for organic content. You'll be penalized if you're stealing other stuff. And if you are going to repost someone else's thing, make sure to credit them correctly because you don't want to get flagged. Rule number 8, no bots. There's all sorts of these programs out there and services you can pay for that do follow for follow on the hashtags and auto liking, auto commenting other people's things. They've been around for a very, very long time, which means Instagram is very, very aware of them. So if you're using them, most likely you're going to get shadow banned. You're going to have your reach suppressed. And when you make a post, it's not going to go out to anyone because your account has been flagged. So no bots, no fake stuff. You got to do it for real. Rule number 9, don't spend any money on advertising until you master organic content. I'm not saying that ads are bad. I mean, look, we don't run any ads at all. Like I said before, all of our followers come from completely organic content. Never ran an ad. You'll never see an ad about Cosmic Academy, okay? However, I'm not saying that ads are completely terrible. I just don't think that they work for music. That's just my opinion. And how many times have you seen an ad for someone's song and you clicked it? Probably never, right? If you're, why is this person advertising their song? However, if they drew you in organically with their content, their brand, their story, then you're more likely to check out their song. So master the organic content process first. And then when you're really good at it, if you want to decide to run ads at that time, go for it. Rule number 10, don't buy fake followers. I know it's tempting and the numbers look cool, but realize that people like me, we only care about engagement. So even if you have a following of 1,000, that's fine if I see 100 people liking and commenting on your posts. Engagement is everything. And when you have fake followers, it crushes your engagement. If we just use the example that I just gave you, 1,000 followers and 100 likes, comments, shares, let's say you bought 10,000 fakes on top of that. Now you have 11,000 followers. You might think that looks pretty good, but it doesn't because you're only going to still get the 100 people engaging. Engagement is really a number. It's a ratio. It's a percentage. That first one, 1,000 to 100, that's 10% engagement ratio. That's really good. Your posts are going to get pushed out to a lot of people. The second one, when you bought those fake followers, that's 11,000 versus 100. That's less than 1%. That means your posts aren't going to be seen by anybody. So yeah, it looks cool that you just bought all these fake fans, but now your posts aren't being seen by your actual followers. So don't buy any fakes. Rule number 11, respond and engage with your fans. Reply to every comment. If people are shedding love on you and sharing your posts, thank them, reply to your DMs. Don't take your followers or your fans for granted. Show them the love that they're showing you. Because trust me on this, and I've seen it happen. If you get too big for yourself, you think you're too cool to do that, they'll stop commenting. They'll stop showing you love, and then your engagement and everything else is going to tank. So reply to everyone and show them that you appreciate it. Rule number 12, give engagement to other accounts. Social media is social. It's not just about the media and the content, it's about you and other people connecting. So remember that this is not all about your account and you getting likes and you getting comments and you getting engagement. You have to give that as well. I referenced it before, but in our program, we call this shedding love. It doesn't cost you anything to go on Instagram and go give some love to some new artists or shed some love on labels or people that are in the business or just people that you like what they're doing. That's what social media is really, really about. So it's not just about your account, it's also about shedding love on others. Rule number 13, don't worry about, is this cool? Constantly, my students, we sit and we do one-on-ones, we have this whole boot camp, it's great. And when I'm sitting down with them, they'll say, Justin, is this post cool? Is this concept cool? Is this going to work with people? I always say the same thing. There's over 1 billion people on Instagram, okay? There will be enough people that like what you like, right? That's what we're talking about. You don't need all billion, right? If you like techno music and green tea and Star Wars, I promise you there's enough people on the platform that also like those things. We all think we're so different and no one else is going to like what we like, but no. Now that we have access to quite literally everyone on the internet, there's plenty of other people that like those things. You just have to start putting it out there. So never worry about if your topic is cool or liked by enough people. The most important thing is actually being authentic. So if you authentically love this content, then do it. The worst thing that you can do is say what is cool and fabricate it. And what will people like, and I'm going to fake it till I make it. That never works. The internet is very good at calling out bullshit. So be yourself, be authentic. And this is the final rule, and this is the most important rule and the one that I'm asked about, and the one that I work with my students on the most. So thanks for staying. Rule number 14, don't overthink it. I know you've heard this before, but I'm going to help you process it. You see what I'm doing here? This is me scrolling, all right? The average person that goes on Instagram scrolls the Empire State Building. Think about that. The Empire State Building is pretty tall. So with their thumb, they're going that tall every time they log in. They're going so fast, they're seeing so much content. They're not going to overthink what they saw you post yesterday. And neither should you. Overthinking is the reason why people don't post enough or don't post at all. And we're all guilty of it. We've been doing this, we've been putting out content for over 10 years on all these different platforms, and we still overthink things. But the more that you can realize that people are generally stuck in their own world, the happier you'll be, the less you'll overthink. People don't care all that much about this quick post they saw, just like you don't. And I'll give you an amazing stat that proves it. The average person using social media will forget everything they interacted with 3, 4, 5 days ago. So what that means is, think about 5 days ago, what is something you commented on? What is something you liked? Do you really remember? No, it's not that important. And I see this from our own school. We have all these applicants. We get 100 applicants a week. We get thousands of applicants every year. Sometimes I'll see an application. I'll recognize the name. Oh, that person, they just commented on our Instagram post. And I'll personally reach out to them. I'll call an applicant to our school and say, hey, thank you so much for commenting on our Instagram post the other day. And 100% of the time, the person will be like, what are you talking about? I don't remember what I said. And that's the truth. And that's what this is all about. People, they overthink. They care way too much about what's going on in this little phone. The truth is, it's not that big of a deal. All right? We make such a big deal about our content and our online brand, but it's not as drastic as you might think, right? It's not as serious as you're taking it. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be part of this brand, part of this music you're putting out. You'll never forget, you are in the fun business, the entertainment business. People want to go to your shows and listen to your music to enjoy themselves. So, try not to take it too seriously. If you can start really letting this sink in, you won't overthink it. You'll be much happier off. Never forget, no one is going to overthink your content, and neither should you. I hope you found some of these helpful. If you did, consider hitting that follow, smash that like. We have more content about marketing, branding, and music production. We'll see you next time.